Welcome to the Senior FYI. My name is Peczka Digiulio, and today I will be joined with Lauren Buck, our Revere Director of Public Health, and with Dr. Amelia Rowley. Dr. Rowley is a licensed clinical psychologist at the Boston Child Study Center and an adjunct professor at Boston College. Today, Lauren and Amelia will be addressing a very important topic for our seniors here in Revere: the increased anxiety around COVID and especially COVID around the holidays. I'm going to let Amelia and Lauren really speak to you. I'm going to kind of stay on the sidelines. So, Lauren, Amelia, please talk to our seniors.
Thank you so much, Deb. Thank you, first of all, for having me again. I wanted to bring Dr. Rowley on today. She's someone I've known for a long time, very wise beyond her years, has a lot of great knowledge. And we want to talk about the increased anxiety and stress that we've been hearing that you're having. We have it too. The holiday seasons can be hard in normal times, and we are living through an extraordinary time right now with COVID. So we want to kind of talk about that today and give you some easy stuff that you can do at home and talk about some resources and some things we have planned to help you as well. So Dr. Rowley, first of all, hi, thank you so much for coming. Talk to us a little bit about this season and the increased anxiety and the increased stress that can, especially for our seniors, are feeling right now.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here. So first, I think it's really important to acknowledge and really validate your feelings. So many of us are noticing more feelings of anxiety, sadness, and loneliness these days, and that's okay. Our emotions are working hard to send us signals. Anxiety tells us that there's some sort of threat to our health or well-being. It makes a lot of sense that we would be feeling that right now. And sadness and loneliness signal that we're disconnected from meaningful activities and relationships. And that's 2020 in a nutshell for so many people. So just because it's the most wonderful time of the year, it doesn't mean that you're going to feel happy every day. It makes a lot of sense if you're not, and you're not alone in feeling this way.
Yeah, definitely. And, I think both Dr. Rowley and I and Deb, we hear this every day in our work, and you are not alone when we hear that we have increased anxiety and stress. And so we just want to say, we want to talk about it. And that's why we're focusing on this for the next couple of weeks, especially around the holidays. So Dr. Rowley, let's talk a little bit about some easy things that our seniors can do while they're at their house, while they're in their home, when they're feeling a little bit of increased anxiety. Let's talk about a couple of strategies.
Absolutely. So one technique to use when you're feeling a lot of anxiety in your body is called paced breathing. This helps to bring down your physiological arousal. So to do this, you'll want to slow your breath so that you're breathing in for about 4 seconds and breathing out for 5 to 8 seconds. I usually like to do 6 seconds. So if you want, I can lead you through a couple rounds of this.
Yeah, definitely. I say let's go for it.
Yep.
Okay, so you want to go ahead and breathe in 2, 3, 4, and out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll want to do this for 1 to 2 minutes, and you'll start to notice your heart rate slowing and your body feeling more relaxed.
Yeah, that's a great technique. And I think this is something, like I said, we want to give you easy things to do at home. And this is something to keep in mind, I think, for those times when you're feeling a little bit of increased anxiety. Start to implement this breathing technique, and I think you'll really start to see the difference that Dr. Rowley is talking about. And it might help you kind of reset your mind in terms of getting back on track of doing the routine through the day, maybe making some calls that you need to do. And I think this is a great way to even maybe start your day. Do you think, Dr. Rowley, you could start your day this way?
Absolutely. And if you're just feeling, general increased anxiety, try using it a few times throughout the day. When you're starting to feel overwhelmed, take a couple of minutes and use paced breathing. And if you're having a tough day overall, just throw it in a few times throughout the day.
Yeah, totally. Now, one thing that we've chatted about also, and correct me if I'm wrong, the next technique we're going to talk about could potentially be used around helping sleep. Is that right? If we use, you tell me the term that you use, but it could be used for someone who's struggling to sleep because of anxiety. Is that right?
Definitely. So this technique is called progressive muscle relaxation. And with this, you'll want to tense and relax each muscle group from your head to your toe, one muscle group at a time. So you'll want to start at the top by tensing your forehead and kind of your eyes, your nose, your mouth and jaw, and then moving your way throughout your body to your feet and your toes. I like to do this a few times through. So start at the top of your body, go all the way through a couple of times. Like you mentioned, I personally love using this if I'm having trouble falling asleep at night. What's great is that it gives your mind something to focus on while you're also relaxing your body.
Yeah, that's a great tip. And I know sleep is something that a lot of us are having trouble with because of this. And so that will be a great technique to implement. The kind of last thing that we wanted to chat about, well, actually, Deb, do you have any questions from what we chatted about?
No,
And then
I've tried both the breathing technique and the sleeping, the tense, and both of them work so great.
Yeah.
So thank you for those two. I guess and maybe we're going to this, but I think what I hear a lot in my seniors is that it's like a depression right now. They haven't been to the senior center since March. They'd like to come back, and they need to see a light at the end of the tunnel, and they're not seeing it right now. So I feel an overwhelming sense of depression, and now with the holiday coming up again, they may not see their family. So how do we deal with that?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And I am also hearing that from a lot of clients and friends and family members. So when you're feeling really sad or depressed, it's really important to focus on accumulating positive experiences. And this might look a little different this year, like you're mentioning. Instead of getting together with a big group of family, maybe you could take a walk with a neighbor or schedule a phone call with a family member. I'm sure a lot of seniors are missing out on spending time with their grandchildren this holiday season, and I can only imagine how difficult that must be.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of kids and a lot of parents who are also really struggling right now. So one idea might be to schedule a video chat with your child and grandchild. This might help you feel more connected and also give your child a little break. Maybe you guys could read some stories, or you could just watch your grandchild while they're playing for a few minutes. Everybody wins. You get to spend time with those family members.
Yeah, I think those are great ideas. And this actually transitions into our next little part that we want to talk about some of the resources that we're working on for the holidays. And Dr. Rowley, maybe you could talk to us a little bit about since we're all in our houses so much, the importance of keeping your home environment, let's say, a stress-free zone maybe. And one of the ways we can do that is by a little bit of decluttering. Can you kind of talk us through how that works in terms of anxiety?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So it is really important to consider your physical surroundings and how they may be impacting your mood this season, especially because we're all spending so much time in our homes, and it's not always something that we're used to. So reorganizing and decluttering can help our homes feel a little bit more serene, and it can have a really positive effect on our mood as well.
Great. So maybe we can now talk about something we're going to announce today of what we're working on to help with the message that we have today, that we hear stress and anxiety. And this is just a little help from the city of Revere in terms of kind of to help do a Christmas clean out, right, Deb?
Yeah, so we're thinking about next Friday helping our seniors with the Christmas cleanup. We have the bulky item cleanup, which we've always had, but we know that it's a little bit stressful for our seniors because you have to go on to a website and you have to go on via computer and sign in with the username and a password, and then go on to the website and find your bulky item and pay for it. And a lot of our seniors aren't using the computer or may find that a little challenging. So we've worked out with Angelica and Diana in 311, and I'm sure many of you have spoken to both of them. They're wonderful. We're planning on having them come to the senior center next week, and with Lauren and myself and a couple more helpers, we will be taking the calls at the senior center for any bulky item pickup. And as you know, or I don't know if you know or not, if you've worked with the bulky item pickup, some of the bulky items are bed frames, box springs, couches, love seats, mattresses. Those items are $10 to pick up for seniors. Some of the smaller items, TV stands, nightstands, office chairs, lawn furniture, those kind of things are only $3 each week. And appliances, we even do that, air conditioners, dryers, dishwashers, ovens, some of the stuff you might want, it's been down in your cellar or maybe in your house, you want to get rid of it, $12. So we're going to start that next Friday. We'll put more information out. It'll probably be on our Facebook page. And, just a little something to maybe freshen up your area, and something we came up with that actually Lauren was thinking about, and Diana and Angelica, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. And just exactly what Dr. Rowley is saying, I think, all of us are in our homes so much now, and let's make our homes stress-free and don't create anxiety. That's the last thing we need, especially because we're in our home so much. And so we're trying to help make that a little bit easier for our senior residents here. And like Deb said, we'll get more information out to you guys, and we'll get on the phones with you hopefully next Friday and make that a little bit easier. And then the last thing I just wanted to say in terms of other resources, we have a lot of resources that we can connect you with. And I think the most important thing is Deb and I are both available if you can call into the senior center to make those connections for you. There can be a lot of phone numbers out there that are a lot of confusing. We have a good list here that we'd be able to connect you with. So I think the easiest and the most stress-free way to go about this, since that's our kind of focus today, is just give us a call. We have the resources. We can get you connected to them because we want you to feel connected to us. As the director of public health, I want to, again, there is a light at the end of the tunnel here. We can make it through this. We want to get through these holidays to get you to the next ones, and I think we can do that. I think both Dr. Rowley and I work in the healthcare field, and we do see a light at the end of the tunnel here, and it's coming. We just have to get there. We all need to work together, and protecting our mental health in these next 6 months are just going to be just as important as our physical health, and so that's why we're focusing on that today. And so, just a little bit of hope for the Christmas season. Thank you so much, Dr. Rowley, for your expertise and all your suggestions. I think they're really amazing. So that's really all I have to say for today.
No, that's great. That's great. And I also thank you, Dr. Rowley. I appreciate you coming on and talking to our seniors. Those tips are great tips. And again, Lauren, thank you so much. Lauren has been so helpful in the city already in her short time, and I know with the vaccines coming, we will see her and hear from her again about the vaccines coming in. I thank you both. And again, as Lauren said, we are at the Senior Center. You can call us 781-286-8155. We are there for you. We're here to listen. And as I always say at the end of our show, and I really mean it, stay happy, stay healthy.